Once you've opened Logic, add the ES2 plugin to an instrument channel. The default sound is not what we want here, so under the User Default drop-down menu, select 12 tutorial settings and then select Analog Saw Initialized. This basic sawtooth wave will be our foundation sound. Open up a channel EQ, hit a low note on your MIDI keyboard and just take a look at the waveform of a sawtooth wave. You'll visually see the progression of the harmonics on the frequency spectrum. Our job today is to alternately filter between the lower and higher harmonics to create the wobble effect. This is essentially making use of low-pass filters to mask the higher frequencies in the synth sound we'll create. In the filter pane of the ES2 synth, we'll be using filter 2's cutoff to achieve our goal. Hold down a key on your MIDI keyboard again while turning off the cutoff filter, and you'll hear the higher frequencies being masked and will see them disappear in real time on your channel EQ. Push the cutoff back up and the higher frequencies will return. We're going to use an LFO or a low frequency oscillator to essentially act as a remote control for the cutoff parameter. Using LFO2, you can set the oscillator rate by frequency but also by grid type. We then need to switch the LFO target from off to cutoff 2 to ensure the LFO controls what we want it to. After the target's been set correctly, change the source from LFO1 to LFO2. Raise the slider to the right of the LFO target and source parameters, and this will change the amount by which the LFO affects the cutoff. You'll now hear the LFO automatically shifting the cutoff filter. Raise the slider to its highest point, and that will maximize the effect. You can also adjust the ultimate range of the cutoff filter by going back to the filter pane. So that's your basic wobble effect using a single type of sound wave. However, there is plenty of room for experimentation beyond the typical sound waves types. Let's go back to oscillator 1 and switch from the sawtooth to the sine wave. If we right click on the sine, we'll see a bunch of digiwave options to expand our palette of sound. To go even further with sound design, you can use the settings on the right pane of the synthesizer to add distortion, make the sound softer or harder, for example. I recommend just having a go and creating sounds and then saving anything that you like as a preset.